Liz, and I'm going to ask them what they believe about teachers.
I believe a teacher should be patient and very appreciative of their students and push their students to the limit.
I believe teachers should be selfless and strong and never give up.
Thank you. I believe that teaching is the most noble profession in the world. I believe that the teachers we prepare at Chico State and the teachers in our community are doing amazing things with our kids. And I believe that we need people to advocate for kids and teachers, people like Anthony Cody. Anthony Cody is going to come talk with us in a minute. He's a national board certified teacher. He taught 17 years in Oakland, and he now talks to teachers and advocates for teachers all over the country. He founded the Teachers Letters to Obama Facebook group, so if you're on Facebook, check that out. And he also was one of the founding members of Save Our Schools movement, which had a huge rally in DC last summer. And they continue to do work this year advocating for teachers and kids. Anthony Cody.
Well, I believe that Chico has some of the best public schools I've ever seen. Walking around here, you guys have some real treasures here. And I believe that our students learn in a lot more ways than they are measured and reported upon in our newspapers. So one of the things I hope that you will do is take that message yourself to your local newspaper. Let them know how your students are learning. Let them know that students are not just measured by standardized tests, that our students are much more than their test scores. Education right now is being narrowed down to test scores, and our students and our schools are being starved as a result. Our schools are a chance, are really a treasure in our communities. They're a place where our students have a chance to do experiments, to make mistakes, to learn how to be creative and to have their creativity celebrated. Our schools are a common meeting ground in our community, and you can see that all around you here tonight. They're a place where we practice a mix of cooperation and competition. It's not all about competition. Sometimes it's about working together for our community, working together within a classroom to support one another. Our schools are a place where we don't just want to learn what everybody in the whole nation is learning. We want to learn what makes Chico special. We want to learn what makes our neighborhood special, our community special. And that's what we want to celebrate in our school. I became a teacher 24 years ago because I wanted to teach my students to think for themselves. I wanted them to question. And right now, all the emphasis is on getting the students to answer questions that somebody else has asked. I want my students to ask their own questions and come up with their own answers. And if you want your students to do that, we've got to get over this idea that a test is going to tell us how our students have learned. Not that tests are worthless, but we have got to move beyond the idea that a test is going to be the measure of a child. A test is not the measure of a child. A test is not the measure of a school. We have tests right now that if you look at the socioeconomic status of a school, you can predict what its scores are going to be. We don't need to condemn our schools that are performing on the low end. We need to support them. We need to rally behind those teachers. We don't need to threaten them. These teachers didn't get into education in order to have some kind of low accountability profession. They got into teaching because they care about the kids. They don't need to be threatened or bribed to teach their students. They need to be supported. They need to have classroom support. They need to have librarians in the school. They need to have technology in the school. They need to have after-school programs like you saw here tonight. So support your teachers, support your schools, make sure that the newspaper knows what the good things that are going on in the schools, especially when those test scores come out. Make sure the school knows, the newspaper knows, the community knows, we value all kinds of learning. When the school has a science fair, make sure that's covered. by the local paper. Make sure all kinds of learning are measured and rewarded and recognized in our community so that we can move away from this insane idea that what the student does on that one day is going to measure everything that is important. Thank you very much.